What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing out there tonight? I appreciate you guys joining me on the Late Show with Gray. All right, so folks, before we go too far ahead and do a few things, I'm going to say hello to some of you amazing people that have been hanging out here for a bit, and say hello to you folks, and welcome you to the stream. What is wrong with this thing here? It's my little tablet so I can keep an eye on chat. Anyways, folks, let's back this up a little bit. Why do I have an ad on my screen? Anyways, see who is here tonight. And yes, folks, I'm exhausted. You can probably see it in me, so I do apologize. But I have some things I want to talk about, specifically some things, the conversations that I had today in my shop that has to do with the topic for tonight, which is the Convention of States. But let me say hello to some of you folks first. Mama Bear J15, good to see you. Van City's in the house. And Palmer. Carol, hello. Little Lone Prepper. Kevlar Barbie. I like the name. That's pretty cool. Johnny Finance, what's up, man? Dragon Slayer, Queek Neat. I think I got Little Lone, right? Yarn Prepper's in the house. Who else do we got? Dragon Slayer. Slayer of the Dragon. Kathleen Ralston. Bitter Critter, TN Prepping Lady, JT's in the house. JT, when we were on, was it Prepping for Truth or whatever's live stream that one night? I love how people get your name confused and they don't know. They're like, hey, man, JT's a good dude. I just start laughing. It's great. Oh, man. Anyways, moving forward, Snake Bite. Hey, I understand, Snake, man. Sometimes it gets late in here. And it gets wild sometimes, and some folks got to get to bed early. I'm running on 4 hours of sleep, folks. School started, so I'm all like mixed up and whatnot. What's up, Mona? Good to see you as well. All right, Jennifer Cruz, good to see you. God bless you. All right, I'm a survivor. It's funny. I'm a survivor. My wife was watching the chat, and she started singing that song, "I'm a Survivor." So I thought it was kind of funny. Oh man. All right, who else do we got tonight? Good to see you, Elizabeth. Did I get you, Mona? I hope I did. Butch, what's up? Kathy D, Salt and Light. Let me see. Dun, 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 dun. Julia Inga, good evening to you as well. Dobby Farrar, good to see you. All right, I see Elizabeth. Kathy, I got you. I'm scrolling on down. I know I got UTN. Lori D, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Richard Moore. I probably got rich. I think I did already. I repeat myself. I'm getting old, folks. Getting old. Just repeating stuff. That kind of stuff. What's up, Kalen? $4.19 a gallon to fill my propane tanks today. Yeah, Kalen, it's, you're not the only one. I was talking to Rudy the other day, and it cost him double for his fuel to fill up his tanks this year for his fuel. Double this year. Crazy stuff. What's up, Peg Leg? Good to see you as well. Wendy, hello. Rena LaRue, Tiny Titan, good to see you. Pony Girl, what is up? Dale, good to see you as well. Marilyn, NorCal, how you been, brother? Hope you're doing well. Stealth Mode, who else do we got? Flyover State, good to see you. Wink is in the house. What's up, Chief? Thanks for all the intel, man. Chris Marie, B. Walker, Tina Mitchell, the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. Love that name, man. That's awesome. Love it. Sheila. JRC, Silo, his mom, Rita Hunter, Gail Sweeney, Scott Hummer. I got Van, Brian Barbie. Did I miss anybody? I know I got North Cal. Texas T, a member for 14 months, man. Howdy, brother. And truly appreciate all the support that you provide for the channel, my friend. It does mean a lot. And Texas T, I think I added you on, was it MeWe or Gab or something? I remember seeing you pop up somewhere and I added you. I said hello. I'm just not on there a lot. DM, what's up? Wolfsbane Hollow, Quest Conquest, Firefox 1960. Andrew's also here. Allison Sherman. What's up, Frank? Good evening to you, sir. All right. And we're going to go ahead and get it going. All right, folks. So tonight, first, let me say thank you to, I know some of you folks don't like review videos, and some of you folks just really go above and beyond by watching the video and still dropping a comment, still hitting that thumbs up button. I truly appreciate that, folks. I do. And unfortunately, I do have, it's not unfortunately, but I just, I am backed up on things that I need to review. So you're going to see a lot of those over the next month or so. So my apologies in advance, but I got to get those done. The companies are starting to hound me. I try to space them out, but it's getting a little bit more complicated. I dug a ditch that I'm now trying to dig myself out of. So my apologies in advance if you see a lot of review videos. Nightcry D. Paul, howdy. Good to see you as well. What's up? Did I say what's up to you, Jan? I hope I did. Anyways, that being said, what else was there that I wanted to say? So folks, my move is going to be coming up soon here. What's up, Surviving Biden? I appreciate that, man. Julius Newman, good to see you as well. It has been an extreme long day, man. An extreme long day. Thank you, Ann. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Frank Short. You guys are awesome. And this is, I mean, honestly, folks, you guys are tremendously super supportive. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys are awesome. Some of these Thursdays, I might not be doing live streams in the process of the move. I might be just dropping videos. It's going to be very busy. So it might get a little crazy and chaotic here moving forward in the month of late August, early mid-September. But I'll put something in the community tab so that you guys can stay aware. I will probably do some videos of me moving. I will be doing videos of me building out the new pantry, building the new garden. So there'll be lots of content coming. It's just there's going to be some hiccups with the schedule and whatnot for a while. What's up, Milo? Good to see you. Let me see who else is in here tonight. Yeah, man, it's been a long time. Anyways, so I think that's it, what I want to go to. So how many of you folks know what a convention of states is? Have you ever heard that term before? Are you familiar with that term? And what does it mean? Some folks may not be familiar with Article 5 of the Constitution. And we had this conversation today, so I wanted to kind of talk about it here. What's up, Minuteman? Yeah, that would be awesome, right? For sure. Who else do we got? Cindy, hey, good to see you. I guess I should use your name, Rice-A-Roni. My apologies. I see Elizabeth as well. But, you know, in general, yeah, right, Pony Girl, it should be. In general, I just want to know how many of you folks are familiar with that. And we're going to discuss that. And, you know, is it something that needs to be done? And some folks, you know, I see some folks talk about some of the content that other content creators do in regards to different things. And some people say certain things that some of this stuff doesn't relate to prepping, but it does. Because if the political environment that you're living in is putting people in situations, economic situations and stuff like that, it does relate to prepping, because then it creates an environment for us to not be able to go as far as the dollar could go to get the stuff that we want to get for our preps. You know what I mean? It also, you know, your dollar, it doesn't go as far as it used to. Things are a lot more expensive, and products become more expensive. So, you know, it does affect us. Anything that people up in government, they do, affects us in general. So to me, that is part of being aware and informed about stuff. Go for Freedom. Hey, how you doing? Anyway, so we're going to jump right into what this is all about. And I got the link. I put the link down below in case some of you folks are interested in this. This is something that I want to show. And basically, when you get a convention, basically what they're trying to do, you need 32 states to ratify the Constitution, and then I think 34 to make it happen, right? To make everything all kosher. And basically what they're trying to do, and I know it sounds crazy, ratify the Constitution, right? 19 states, I think, so far have joined. And basically, I'm going to bring this up so that you guys can see what they're trying to do and why they're doing this. This is basically the Convention of States website. This is a organization that's been trying to do this with other governors and other states. And I'm going to scroll down to what they're trying to do, okay? Right here, it says they want to limit the power and jurisdiction of federal government. So they want the states to have more power versus the federal government. They want to impose fiscal restraints. So they want to limit the amount of money that the government spends on certain things, right? So they want to limit those restraints. They want to, you know, say, okay, you guys can't spend $40 billion on a Green New Deal or an Inflation Reduction Act or whatever, you know what I mean? Those type of things. And here's a key one: place term limits on federal officials. So you wouldn't have, you know, Corn Pop in there for 40 years or Pelosi in there for 40, 50, or 100 years, however old she's been in there. I think she's a vampire. She's probably been in there for quite some time. Not to get too political on you folks, but you get what I'm saying. So this is what they're trying to do. So basically, when they ratify the Constitution, they're trying to make these stipulations and give the power back to the states, because right now it's like big government is running the show. States like myself, like Governor DeSantis and others out there are trying to fight the good fight, but they need more governors to get on board. So let's kind of look at this map here. Where was that? So this has been going on since 2014. And luckily, some of it happened back then and some of it's happening right now because there's different governors in different positions. But once they pass and apply to this and get approved, then we're all set. So I think we got Georgia, Alaska, which was surprising for me, Florida, on the ball, Alabama, Tennessee, Indiana, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arizona, North Dakota, Texas, Missouri, Arkansas, Utah, Mississippi, Wisconsin, Nebraska, West Virginia, and South Carolina. As you can see, there is a rhyme to that reason, kind of say, if you notice that list here, you know what I mean? There's a few oddballs in here, but you don't see New York. You don't see California. You don't see Illinois on there. And you could probably figure out why, right? Anyways, also, it says states where the Convention of States application has passed in one chamber but not the other is New Mexico, Iowa, South Dakota, Virginia, North Carolina, and New Hampshire. So basically, right here, you can sign a petition to call for a Convention of States. You, the people, or aka we, the people, have the power to get involved. This is up to you. I did put the link down below in case some of you guys want to look more into this, but you would put your information here. Some people don't like giving out their phone number. So here's what I say about phone numbers, folks, is I use all kinds of random numbers, all kinds of apps that you can use for temporary numbers, fake numbers. You know, there's so many different apps that you can use, like Text Now. You can use Second Line. There's a bunch of them out there. Google numbers. You can do all kinds of stuff like that if you don't want to specifically use your phone number. Emails are a dime a dozen. You know what I mean? And I know your first and last name. You're like, I don't want to be on a list, Grey. I understand. I truly do. But I think this is something possibly that might be doing good. And of course, you can see the full petition here, and just get involved. And you can look at their Facebook page or their Twitter page, their Instagram. You can email them. All their links are down here below. They're on Locals as well. And it'll give you more information if you're unfamiliar with this topic. So let me go ahead and bring this back down and get rid of the screen here. Yeah, Ohio, right? Oh, man. Yeah, Jennifer, I think we all are on some sort of formal list. You know, speaking of lists, right? I made a joke today and someone said, you know, you're not too far from the truth when it comes to the feds, right? I said, you know, they're not really the feds anymore, you know? And what I mean by that is the things that they're doing. I think they're more like the KGB, you know what I mean? That's what they kind of remind me of. You know, the things that they're doing to political, other political parties that don't fit their narrative or don't fit their side of things. They've weaponized those organizations in the aspect. And it reminds me of places like Russia where they had the KGB. And if you don't go along with the narrative, you'll get raided. You will get arrested. You will get investigated. You'll get all these things that may happen to you. Just think about this, folks. Some people said, who cares? You know, I've heard some people like, oh, I don't care what happened, you know, in Mar-a-Lago and all that stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. But I said, if they're willing to do this, which is unprecedented in history in general, there's never been no president has ever had their house infiltrated like this. And if they're willing to do that to a person of that stature, just imagine what they're willing to do to someone like us. We're nobodies. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean that in a negative way, but you know, we're not millionaires. We don't have high-powered attorneys. You know, we'll get thrown under the bus basically and disappear. So when you think about it that way, it's kind of scary, folks. And then I know some of you folks have asked about this as well. And wow, thank you for all the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Andrew, yeah, it definitely could be. Yeah, right. I agree. Who knows? There's probably all kinds of monitoring done. You know what I mean? Like I said, you guys saw what happened to the Discord. I have some ideas. I'm going to pitch them to you folks. I'm working on a few things. I've thought of something temporarily in a certain manner. I don't know how many folks follow John over at Prepper Nation, but he uses Telegram I do have a Telegram account, so I thought maybe I might do something with that, and just kind of go from there. You know what I mean? And maybe so that you guys I can at least post in case you don't get a notification via here YouTube, in case you want to share information. Now, I follow certain I don't want to say they're fringe, but more news channels, more, I guess, civilian type of news channels that put out information out there, and they never get taken down. So I'm assuming it might be a safe bet in regards to that. I was just made aware. I didn't know that Dan Bongino had investment into Rumble. So I'm going to work on my Rumble as well and get that all linked up. I have the BitChute, but I'll try to work on the Rumble for you folks as well. Now, for a platform for us to conversate and exchange ideas like we had on the Discord, I'm working on something else and a few other options, and we'll go from there. That being said, we're talking about the Fed, so let's look at something else here. I appreciate that, Harvey. I know I got some stuff floating around for you folks. I'm going to just pull it up real quick. Excuse me. Is this what I'm looking for? Yeah, here we go. And a lot of you folks are probably aware of this already, but why not me? I want to do it too. So let me go ahead and bring this up and share the screen with you folks. And before we end tonight, I want to do a little rambling with you folks because I want to ask you guys a few questions about certain things in the direction. I have some things and some issues that I'm having, and I want to share them with you and get your opinion on that. But anyways, let's continue with the topic at hand. So a lot of you guys have probably seen this whole IRS situation, that this whole Inflation Reduction Act and all the things that they're passing. They're looking, I forget, what is it, 87,000 of IRS agents. But a lot of you folks probably saw this part here, and everybody's highlighting that part right here. I guess it won't let me highlight it, but it says down here to the major duties is carrying a firearm and willing to use deadly force if necessary. So that's really weird for an auditor to have to carry a firearm and use deadly force as necessary. I just never thought that you would see a branch of the government, per se, the Internal Revenue Service, going after the little guy and possibly using deadly force. Now this is speculation. A lot of us, we see things like this and we take what we want from it. I'm going to follow it, and I'm going to keep on track of it because I want to see how this all plays out. Because to me, this could be a serious issue moving on down the road. But like I said, I know a lot of you folks have probably seen that, but I wanted to share that and give you my personal opinion on it. Exactly, B. Walker. Exactly. Was it blurry, Sunset? Could you guys see that? What's up, D14? What's up, Hawkeye? Jeremy Taylor, I kind of thought that too. That's where I was thinking. Texas T says 87,000 agents is only 1,740 per state. Roger that, Texas T. Thanks for breaking that down for us. More than quadrupled. And then, yeah, it's funny. It's their internal revenue, their agents for their IRS, right? And they're investigating that people who pay or don't pay their taxes, but they're using taxpayer money to build this out, to pay for these agents. Anyways. Yeah, Sherry, and that's interesting, isn't it, Sherry? Like, all the stipulations, how much you're getting a year, the specific age group. I don't know. It's just a lot of weird stuff. Mike Stiles, good point. Good point. And Girl for Freedom, that's what I was thinking too. It's another group of agencies. You have all the other agencies. So now we're building up this other agency, and it sounds like they may be armed. You know what I mean? Even though they want to disarm the American people, which is ironic, right? They want to disarm the American people. That's is why I'm kind of referring back to the Convention of States, because if they give the states, if we can get this, if that ever happens and they can ratify the Constitution and do what they want to do to big gov and give the power back to the states like Florida, states like Texas or Idaho or North Dakota or whoever they're at, can make their own legislation when it comes to stuff. It doesn't have to deal specifically with some of this stuff. Less government and more people. You know what I mean? That's how it all started. It's supposed to be we the people, not we the government. And I feel like they're slowly taking away. They're slowly chipping away at every aspect of our Constitution and the freedoms that we have as Americans. What's up, Rainy Steps? Good to see you. Flat Florida. You know, Rainy, I probably said this a couple of times, but there's a few places in Florida that are kind of hilly. Anyways, moving on to something else to add to this conversation. Let me see here. What else did I have? A lot of you folks may know that we've had another fire. And what I mean by another fire is, where is it at? Yeah, that's another one I wanted to bring up too. Sorry, I'm looking around what I want to bring up first here. And where's she at? There she is. You guys, some of you folks may be aware of this. Pendleton Flour Mills building a total loss. Another fire. Another mysterious fire at a food plant. It says fire destroyed a building at the flour mill in Pendleton overnight. On Tuesdays, just before 3 p.m., crews responded to the reported black smoke coming from the Pendleton flour mills with no visible flames. Here's I'm looking for what they're going to say. The building where the fire was located is considered a total loss. Police said there were no other structures involved. The building was fully engulfed due to dry grain as well as wood structure. Now, I'm trying to see if they say it. They don't say anywhere in here about if it's, yeah, here we go. This is my favorite part. Every single one of these says the cause of the fire has yet not been determined. But up here they said due to dry grain. So was it dry grain just a catalyst for the fuel? But the fire has, the reason for the fire has yet to been determined. So I think that's funny when I see stuff like that, because there's another one, folks. There's another one. B Walker, no, this was a gift from my wife. I forget it says weird stuff like that on there. Oh man, some of the things that you guys notice. I get exactly, Pony Girl, another fire. So speaking of which, a lot of you folks, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, you guys are wondering about the midterms, right? You know, you guys are worried about the midterms. You know, you're hoping there's going to be a big red wave and all that stuff like that, right? We're going to take back the House and take back the Senate. I hope so. I really do, because there needs to be some sort of balance, right? But anyways, when it comes to that, I don't know if you guys go on Twitter much, but Twitter's letting everybody know. And you can go, I was going to pull up their website to show you, but Twitter announces steps to protect U.S. midterm elections. Let me ask you a question. Who's Twitter, other than a social media platform where people talk and share stuff, right? And if you guys ever search stuff on Twitter, Twitter is, man, the stuff that you see on Twitter is mind-blowing. Things that are not safe for children at all. At all. Very disgusting, inappropriate things. And there's my phone. I guess it wants to make itself known. Anyways, it says Twitter will now label and demote misinformation about the upcoming U.S. election as part of a broader set of content enforcement policies, the company said, as the midterms get closer. So if you tweet something and they don't agree with it, they may label that as misinformation, kind of like how Discord said that we're conspiracy theorists, and take it down or ban your account. But not really, I'm not really even concerned about us. I'm concerned about some of the political people that use that platform to get the message out. Luckily, you do have options like Getter. You have options like Truth Social, which I'm a part of both of those. You can find me, GreyMan Prepping, on those platforms as well, where you don't get that censorship and you're allowed to speak your voice. But this is what Twitter's doing, folks. So again, they're at it. They're at it again. So every time I turn around, there's just something else that's slowly taking away from what we call the United States of America. I appreciate that, Carol. Yeah, please thumbs up, everybody. And if you agree with some of the stuff, I implore you to hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate that. I truly do. If you don't like what I'm saying, you're more than welcome to hit the thumbs down button. There's always a couple that do. It's no matter how YouTube looks at it, YouTube looks at it as interaction. So when you thumb it down, you're still supporting the Grey channel. Oh, what did Wink say? I see something. I saw Chief talk to Wink. I'd say they all, then all the brakes would be off. If you want to support GreyMan, yeah, agreed. Let the commercials run. It's a free way to help content creators just watch the commercials. And I don't mean like watch 20-minute commercials. That's ridiculous. I mean, like, 30 seconds and then, move on. B Walker, that's hilarious. Andrew, and that's a huge thing, is that we are family in this chat. And a lot of you folks respect that. I mean, you truly do. A lot of you folks know that, there's a lot of people that sit down and watch my channel, especially the live streams, with their families. So that's why we're kind of a little bit strict on some of the more derogatory things. But if you notice that you ever try to type something in, I probably have about 6,500 words banned because I'm just trying to protect the channel and protect our community. So that's just a part of being a content creator, is that you're trying to create, what you built. So to me, that's huge. And I'm doing everything I can in my power to continue to do this. Jenna, hey, better late than never. I appreciate that, Bitter Critter. That's awesome, Van City. That's really cool. That is very cool. What's up, McBean? Good to see you, man. And Elizabeth, thank you so much for that super chat. They chip away. We get used to the chip down, and then it happens again. Thanks for the channel. I appreciate that. Texas T, thank you so much for the super chat as well. This is easier than watching commercials. Yeah, I agree. I do appreciate, anytime you guys donate to the channel. I just know it's tough out there right now for people. I know, some of the, I don't, what's what I'm looking for? I don't ever expect people to do super chats and super stickers, because times are tough and the economic situation. So I don't ever, not like I used to. I used to really push it and do these giveaways with the whole super chat stuff, but I don't want to push people to do that. I want people just, if that's what they want to do, then that's what they want to do, because they're comfortable doing so. But good to see you as well, McBean. Anyways, what else did I have? I had something else I wanted to show you. That's the Twitter thing. I want to get rid of that. You don't really need to see their website, but I'm pretty sure you can find that. But so a lot of you folks know who the World Economic Forum is, right? And I'm not going to go through this whole article. We'd be here for hours the way they do this. But they're saying that, is AI the only antidote to disinformation? So when you dig into this, what they're trying to say is they're trying to create an artificial intelligence, a machine, to sort out and decide what's disinformation. Kind of like the misinformation, or whatever the thing that they tried to create earlier this year that failed horribly for them, this administration. But yeah, so as we know it, being on this platform and being on many other platforms, AIs don't work so well. They may take someone's comment away that really wasn't negative. They may do this or may do that. And because it's a machine and it's only programmed to do what its creators told them to do. So who runs the AI? Who programmed the AI? So folks, if the World Economic Forum is talking about this, it's a scary thing when it comes to your freedom of speech. Now, of course, this is worldwide when it comes to stuff like that, when it comes to the World Economic Forum. But we know that a lot of good things do not come out of that organization. Yeah, exactly, Empress Kimberly. Exactly. What's up, Okie Khan? Good to see you. Yeah, right, JT. JT, it's funny you say that. I hate typing on my phone because it tries to autocorrect. And I know everyone in this chat has probably done it once. If you have a cell phone and you're trying to text somebody something and you're kind of trying to move through it fast, and autocorrect fixes it to some other word that has absolutely no sense, or something maybe that you didn't want it to say, and you send that to your friend and you're like, what are you talking about? Oh man, I've done it so many times. All right, so moving on, what else do I got for you folks in regards to this whole topic here? Let me see. I want to make sure I covered that, and I think I have one other thing before we can get into some regular discussion. I want to show you guys. Let me bring this back down. A lot of you guys, I don't know if you guys know who. I'm going to see if I can make this a little bit bigger for you guys. Hopefully, you guys can see that. Basically, a lot of you folks, some people shop at Whole Foods and other versions like it. But this was quite interesting, posted back in August 11th of 2022, which is not too far from long ago. But the outgoing Whole Foods CEO, John Mackey, issued a dire warning about the encroachment of socialism in an interview this week. He said, what did Mackey say? Mackey announced last September that he was retiring from managing the supermarket chain that he co-founded more than 40 years ago. But before his departure from Whole Foods at the end of August, Mackey is warning Americans about socialism. My concern is that I feel like socialists are taking over, Mackey said on the Reason podcast this week. They're marching through institutions. They're taking over everything. He added, they're taking over our education system. Matter of fact, folks, I just learned something today that was kind of disheartening, to say the least. So the USDA is doing something. A lot of you guys know what free lunch and reduced lunch is, especially like in inner city schools and stuff like that. People who can't afford to buy lunch. In order for these folks to get the federal government's money and to get the part of the free lunch and reduced lunch program, they have to accept that they have to teach, the whole gender identity stuff, and also let boys go into girls' bathrooms, girls go into boys' bathrooms, and all that stuff like that. It's literally attached to that word for word. Not specifically how I'm saying it, but it's in there. You can find this information, folks. Don't think I'm just some kind of lunatic just coming up with this stuff at the top of my head. This is information that I read. And when I read that, I was like, wow, they're going after the young kids in our education system. But don't take it from me. Take it from Mackey. Anyways, it says, it looks like they've taken over a lot of corporations. It looks like they have taken over the military. And it's just continuing. A lot of you folks probably agree with that statement. We've seen what they call the woke military at this point, right? Describing himself as a capitalist at heart, Mackey blames socialists and socialism for eroding many of the liberties that Americans once universally believed were fundamental to our way of life, basically our freedoms. I believe in liberty and capitalism. Those are my twin values, he said, and I feel like the way freedom of speech is today, and we've all been silenced at one point or another. The movement on gun control, a lot of liberties that have been taken for granted most of my life, I think are under threat. So again, let's kind of go back to having a convention of states. Would you guys like for the states to get the power back? And what I mean by that is less government and more power to the states. And I know some people might freak out about that because if you live in California, you don't want them to have all that power. But California and big government are kind of working hand in hand to make the situations arise in California. Now, there's a lot of folks in California that are great people. They're just the minority at this point, right? That being said, places like, again, Florida, Arkansas, Utah, West Virginia, Texas, and the list goes on. If you're a state like that, you want the state to have more power. Here, we want DeSantis to have more say than our federal government does, which he kind of does because he's the governor of the state. When the federal government says you can't do this, and DeSantis looks at him and says, yes, no, I can. So he's been doing a lot of things for the state of Florida. And that's why a lot of people think that he might run for president in 2024. Now, I hope he doesn't. And some people think, well, what do you mean, Gray? Because I don't want to lose my governor. He's been doing great by the people of Florida. And that's how a lot of us look at it. But we'll see. We'll see how everything pans out because I don't know who would be the next governor of Florida. So I will be voting for DeSantis in November. I don't care about telling people that because I support what he's been doing for the state. I know, Okie Khan, I hear you. And a lot of people do. A lot of people want DeSantis to be president. But you know what worries me is I looked at what they did to number 45 and how far are they willing to go to attack DeSantis? You know what I mean? I've seen the New York mayor try to attack Abbott. We've seen the California governor already tried to attack DeSantis. I think they will lose their mind. Some people would like to see a ticket, a kind of like a Trump DeSantis ticket. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I think after the primaries and whatever happens after that, we'll see where the political environment's going to go. Never Done Prepping. You're exactly correct. They're constitutional officers. Your sheriff in your town, and we have some great sheriffs here in Florida. Some of you probably folks know Grady, Sheriff Grady, Sheriff Wayne Ivey. There's 4 or 5, I think, Chipwich. There's a few sheriffs here in Florida that are amazing. And they believe that we, the people, and they believe in Second Amendment and all the other stuff like that. They're hard on crime. They're hard on a lot of things, and they help support DeSantis's views and stuff that he's passing, his bills and whatnot. We even have a pretty decent attorney general. Silo's mom, thank you so much for the super chat. I work with a company who sells P2 consumer data. We geozone using your phone, match that against our 500 billion records with 84% accuracy. It's matched against online and offline spine data. That's pretty scary, Silo's mom. That's pretty scary. That's pretty scary. Yeah, that would be funny, right? A lot of people, I think Rudy would make a better president or governor than I would. I can get a bit short sometimes, temperamental with certain things, but I'm pretty good at keeping my composure. But I think Rudy does a better job. So Rudy for president, Rudy for 2024. Kathleen, I bet you are. I bet you are. Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, you have a blessed evening. I appreciate you hanging out with us. Truly appreciate that. Tara Smiles, good point. Good point on that, Tara. I never even thought about that. Yeah, Queekney, he tried to go against what? He had a pick over there in Arizona. Even at the CPAC convention, he only got 1%. He only got 1% of the folks there saying that he would make a good president. I don't think so. Yeah, right, Batman. That would be funny. I've pondered certain things in a political career, but I just don't know if I could do it. Bitter Critter says McBean 2024. Roger that. Gator 157 says governors make good presidents. Reagan was a movie star, but a governor almost as long. Yeah, no, some people don't like Reagan. I liked Reagan. He was pretty much upfront about a lot of things. Now, the only thing I didn't agree was and I don't know if it was his policy or other policies, but the whole war on drugs thing, that created a big, nasty situation. And some of the federal three-letter agencies took it way far than it should have been. Now, should we be hard on criminals that poison our children? Yes. But should the three-letter agencies be importing those things from other countries into our country to poison our children's? No. So, and I'm not being conspiratorial, folks. I'm just telling you that it's common knowledge at this point. That's some of the things that they did. I'm pretty sure that Reagan didn't know about that part of it. But all in all, he was a pretty solid president. Really, Milo? That's pretty cool. That was Nancy's policy. Thank you, Wendy Neal. I remember her having that policy. I wonder, I should dig deeper into all the policies that Nancy kind of pushed onto her husband and put through as first lady. Good point. I need to do some of that. Do a little bit more research. All right. So I want to see here where we at on time. We're about 40 minutes in. I wanted to make sure that I wanted to cover that. So I wanted to create, you guys know how I like to do these little polls, right? And I wanted to ask a question. What was I going to do? Let me see here. I can't even think of it. I'm not gonna do it right now because I can't think of what exactly I was gonna ask you, ask you folks to do. Maybe I'll bring it up on another live stream. But all in all, folks, I think it might be time if we can get more states on board. It might be time for that. Now, I know some of you folks, it can go sideways because some folks are saying, well, there's that many states that sign up. What about if they ratify the Constitution in a different manner? But so I get what you're saying because it can go the opposite way. But I don't think, I think what this organization is doing, I think there's a senator, I think Indiana Patriots. He's a senator. I think he runs Indiana Patriots. It's Indiana Patriots something. And he kind of started this whole grassroots thing and trying to get things going a while back. You can look up some of this information. Just type in Convention of States. And you can see all the things that have happened, who's behind it and stuff like that. And it's a lot of Republicans behind that. B. Walker says it was advice you wanted us to ask us for our input. Yeah, I was trying to think exactly, B. Walker, what I was going to ask you guys. I had it in my head and I knew I should have written it down. But going on 4 hours of sleep can be troublesome sometimes. Because oh, that's what it was. Thank you, B. Walker. I got it. 404 error, right? I remember now. Okay, so if you guys can just bear with me real quick and see if I can get you guys invested into this poll. And I want your guys' honest opinion, okay? Let me see here. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. Oh man. Other than that, is everybody getting ready for fall? Their fall gardens? Because I'm really curious. Because I see some folks. I think Yarn says something about winter, or they're getting snow up there. I think Van City's getting snow. Head silence. I know it's like quiet. I'm just being very. I don't want to mess up my spelling and have someone correct me. People are like, what is he doing? What is he typing? Don't worry, you guys will get to see in a minute. You guys will get to see in a minute. It's telling me I'm spelling it wrong, but I know I'm not. But anyways, it's going to give you 4 options, basically. I spelled that wrong too. Because this is going to give me a better direction in regards to when we do live streams. And I want your guys' input because you guys you guys are part of this. So I need your input when I do stuff like this. Let's see. Almost done. I just can't spell because I can't see my keyboard. There we go. I think those are the 3. Let me see. That one, that one, that one. There was one other option I wanted to add to this, and I can't think of it. This is what happens when you don't get sleep. Sleep is important, folks. I tell you that. I was dragging at work all day today, but I had some great conversations, which sparked me to do this live stream and have this conversation with you folks and share this information. Trying to make it kind of clear and precise. Oh, that's the other one. Now I remember. So what I plan on doing with this information is the top 2 that get picked. The top 2 of these that you guys pick, I'm going to start focusing my live streams a little bit more on that. Because on Sundays, a lot of you guys who watch me on the Sunday Shift Report, that's when I do a lot of political, current event, media-based news stuff. And sometimes something big will happen where we need to talk about it. But sometimes I want to switch things up. I want to hear from you, my viewers, because without you folks, especially all 175 of you amazing people hanging out with us tonight, I want to hear what your thoughts are. What would you like to see more of? Would like to see more interviews? Would you like to see more? Instead of discussing stuff like this, would you like to discuss, just preparedness stuff like water filtration, food storage, gardening, solar stuff, medicinal plants, things like that? Do you enjoy this type of content where we're talking about more political current events and what's happening in the news and the destruction of America? Or would you like to do some Q&As where we just sit here and chat back and forth? You guys throw some questions in there. I answer them to the best of my ability. And we kind of, kind of shoot it at the hip and see what happens, Yeah, right, B. Walker. I appreciate that. Deer enjoyed ours. Still gonna replant some things. There's sometimes. Oh, that's right, Marilyn. You had told me that. I think was it you that told me that, Marilyn? Hey, Angie, good to see you. Andrew says all the above. Peace Train says this is hard because so that's what I'm trying to gather from you folks. Because a lot of people have said it to me as well. That they like my way of doing things. And my way of doing things basically is the variety. So I try to pride myself on having a variety-based channel. Some days I'll do gardening videos. Some days I'll do review videos. Some days I do political, current event stuff. Sometimes I'll do interviews. I like to mix it up a bit. Some people say, well, maybe you don't do enough prepping videos. Maybe you don't do enough this videos. So I'm just trying to gauge your perspective on things because I like the feedback. I'm huge on feedback, especially people who take the time on if you're on the East Coast, it's almost 11:30 at night. So you're taking the time, spending your time with me here on a live stream, listening to me ramble on. So I figured that I would try to get some of your opinion on, what things that you enjoy most. about the live streams, or maybe what you don't enjoy most about the live streams. Because, and unfortunately, I had to ban someone the other day out of the comment section. And I'm not going to say who it was, but this person, every single comment they leave on every video that I do was just negative, and a bit condescending. And it didn't really add any value to this. And I'm not one to really, I don't go around banning everybody that says something negative, because I can have a constructive conversation. But when you say something like, hey, man, I watched your live stream. All you do is talk for 30 minutes. You rambled so much. You didn't even talk about anything. Such a waste of my time. And when they say it consistently multiple times, then I feel like, okay, they're just doing this to try to egg me on. And instead of letting that bother me, I just said, yeah, I guess they just no longer need to be a part of this channel. So I had to do what I had to do, you know. Texas T, I appreciate that. And don't worry, folks. If, let's say, if some of you guys folks pick one or the other, and one is higher than the other, it's just kind of like an experiment per se on this poll. Yeah, right, Milo. I appreciate that. Yes, sir. Got fencing now. That's awesome, Marilyn. That's awesome. Potato Head, what is up? I did not, but I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that so that I can watch it after this stream. Let me go back to my channel. I'm going to see where we at on that. I'm going to go look here and see where we're at on that. Why can't I find it? Where did my, I didn't end it, did I? Oh, there we go. All right. Okay. And it's funny, I'm going to go ahead and end it now. It looks like a lot of you guys got involved in this. So let's look at the results. What's up, Beretta Vandy? I didn't see you in there. My apologies. Yeah, I hear you, man. And that's a troublesome. It can be complicated to try to make everybody happy. And I've learned now, being here almost 2 years on YouTube, it'd be 2 years, December 15th, that I've been on YouTube. There's no way in heck I can make everybody happy. But I don't mind constructive criticism. I don't mind someone having a difference of an opinion, but you got to do it in a constructive and considerate way, and have a conversation. So it says preparedness topics is at 28%, interviews at 24%, political commentary and current events at 24%, and questions and answers. So questions and answers is kind of at the bottom. And we kind of do that right now. We're doing a little Q&A, right? So it looks like you guys do like the variety. And so basically it seems like I just don't need to change anything. I'm a survivor. Thank you for being a member for 9 months. Gray, I think a mix is good. Love the polls. I appreciate that. Thank you. I hear you, Yarn. I hear you. I've pondered that. I've done, I think, 1 or 2 Q&As. Maybe we'll just do one of those. You know, maybe once a month we'll do a Q&A live stream, maybe on Thursdays. You know what I mean? The late night crowd, as I call you folks. And, you know, you guys can ask me any question you want, and I can answer them to the best of my ability. Some people say, hey, Gray, you know, what kind of knife do you prefer to carry? Hey, Gray, what kind of flashlight? Or, hey, what do you like to, what's your favorite water filter? Do you have a preference in this or preference in that? How heavy should my go bag be? How heavy should my bug out bag be? Do you have a preference in the foods that you consume, be it the canned goods, canned meats, freeze-dried foods? Do you like dehydrating and stuff like that? So we can do Q&As as well. I appreciate that, Linda. You guys are awesome. Karate chop for the squirrels. Allison Sherman says, your channel, your house. I appreciate that. Sherry says, you got a great set and flow. I appreciate that. What's up, Wolfbane? Magnified. Love it. Hey, Jan, how you doing? Jack Bauer says, what is your favorite carry pew pew? Right now, my favorite that I carry on me all the time is the Hellcat. And I know some people like, you carry a Hellcat? I love this thing, man. I have 6 clips for it that I carry in my EDC bag. And I, you know, having 13-in-1 or 14-in-1, because they have the extended, it fits good in my hand. So for my draw and when I push, whoops, I hit my microphone. So when I push forward, I'm always right on point. It's like muscle memory. When I pull that Hellcat and I aim with the sights that's on there, I don't need any red dots or any of that crazy crap, you know, for a little handgun like that. But when I have it on sights, it's always spot on. When I'm at the range, be it 10, 15, 25, even 35 yards, I am spot on. I used to run a Smith & Wesson. I've run a Glock 17. I've run several others, your larger frame handguns. But I prefer that compact or that subcompact or even micro compact, some people call it. Even with my big hands, it fits great. My finger positioning, my hand positioning is awesome. SIG 320, that's a nice firearm as well. G43 there, Elizabeth, that's another great firearm. And see, I'm not one to ever say, hey, that gun, that firearm is crap. I'm not. Whatever you are comfortable with, and whatever you shoot best with is good for you. My dad, I've tried to get him on on certain types of weapons, but he's stuck on a 357 Magnum with the several speed loaders. He just likes the feel of it. He's used to it. He likes the simplicity of it. That's what he likes. Now there's a lot of questions that can be up for debate. What's the better caliber? 9mm, 40, 45, and the list goes on. 44, 357. That's also open into preference. I know a lot of Leos in this area use 40 cal. That's just kind of like what they've been issued. But I like the 9mm round. And another thing, it's plentiful, and I have lots of it. So it just makes it very convenient for me. $1911. Yeah, no, I think I still have my 1911. My original. I think at my dad's house, because he's a fan of that as well. Very powerful weapon, very big. But depending if you're jogging around the block like myself, trying to get physically fit, my pants don't stay up as well with that. With the Hellcat, it's nice and easily tucked. Thank you, JT. John Jones, currently 9mm. So I do what they call a staggered clip. Now, I don't tell people to do this because certain states have restrictions. Here in Florida, we are allowed to carry a staggered clip. So a staggered clip basically means that I have, a jacketed hollow point, and then I have, like some people call it range ammo or full metal jacket, and then back. So I alternate between the two. Someone says, well, why do you do that? Because if I'm in a situation and I have someone behind a car or, in a car, and they're shooting at me, the hollow points are for that stopping power. If I can see the person and hit the person, but those full metal jackets or the range rounds, they will actually go through most windshields, most doors. Cars these days are very thin. Also, they go through wood, drywall, stuff like that. So that's kind of how I run it. Rough Rider, nice. Wink says a solid 9mm fan. Yeah, JT, I know. People have been correcting me on that probably for 20 years. For 20 years, it's a magazine, not a clip. It's just, when you're in the military, I got so stuck with my AR-15 magazines, and then I got this type of magazine, and then I got stripper clips for certain weapons, and it's just me, my blunders, but I appreciate it. 45 or die. Roger that. Rough Rider for single use. Let me see what else. I'm trying to back up a little bit so I can say. I also have a rough barrel. I love my 1911 and my 10mm. 10mm is a solid round, Beretta. I do. I've played around with that as well. GreyMan, do a survival camp out video with survival living. Hawkeye, if he's way further north than I am. I do have some things planned. I was hoping to do it last winter. Now that we're moving, I'm hoping I'm going to be really close to this area that I want to do some camping in. But I want to do scenario-based camping. Not a problem, Texas T. Not a problem at all. Yeah, right, Beretta. Yes, never done prepping. My apologies. I'm willing to take the heat, folks. Go ahead. I was going to say something. The P365 is solid, or the 365 plus, solid cherry. That makes sense, Linda. So I want to do some scenario-based camping. And what I mean by scenario-based camping is, what about if an EMP hits while I'm at work? Okay. all I have is my get home bag with me. Can I get home with my get home bag? Basically, with what's in that bag, can I, make my way? Let's say I want to use 50 miles from my house. Can I camp with that bag? Can I survive with what's in that bag? I like to do stuff like that. I've thought about doing some other possibles with just what's on me. What's my EDC? My personal. What I mean by EDC is not my EDC bag, because that would make it too easy. But whatever I have on me, could I survive in Florida at whatever time of the season? Just what's on me, what I carry in my pockets and whatnot. So I thought about doing some scenario-based camping like that. What did I say? Mama says, how do I? Says, I enjoy the interviews because it brings other people's experience into the pool of knowledge. And that's why I watch channels from all around the U.S., from AP to GM. No, that's a great point. I love doing interviews. A friend of mine once told me, he says, and I'm not going to say who he is because he told me never to say it. He's a larger channel, but he said, you do some of the best interviews. And I was like, I really appreciate that. And he said this 6 months ago, maybe a year ago. So I really appreciated getting that feedback from him. He's like, I just like the way you do them. You let your guests talk. You share them with your viewers. You're very interactive. And he says, I just like the way you do it. So I keep on doing it. I got some things in the play for some other interviews too, coming down the road. Henry A7 and a Glock 21 with a 9-inch barrel. Solid. Oh, what did I miss here? Mama T Prepping, thank you so much for the support and super chat. Knew there was a reason I liked you. That's my carry. I love my Hellcat. Roger that, Mama T. Awesome. High Point head cannon. I owned a High Point a long time ago, and I beat the crap out. I don't like the way it feels, the way that it's so top heavy. The only thing I ever kind of shot through High Point that I had enjoyed was I think it was a 9mm rifle. I think even High Point might have made a different, maybe in a different type of, I can't think if they did a 223 or 5.56. I don't know if they ever did, but I know they did a 9mm version of their rifle. I'm a Survivor says, scenario get home bag. Yes. Other than just doing, I'm trying to think of more creative ways to not only inform and educate, but to entertain. So if you can spin a little bit of entertainment into a review video or a camping video and stuff like that, I think folks will want to watch longer, because they want to see, how does it end up? Oh man, the power just went out and he doesn't have a vehicle, and EMP just hit. How is he going to get home? What does he have in that bag? How is he going to utilize that bag to survive and to move through his environment? Because I'll have to go through a little bit of suburban environment, then move into the wooded environment, a lot of walking. So I think it would be a lot more entertaining. Plus, I know some of you folks are probably wondering, people have been asking me to do a get home bag breakdown because I've upgraded things from here and there. Over time, you kind of switch things in and out as you say, well, that wasn't a good idea. But anybody, I got something in the works for this winter. You guys might want to pay close attention when I do this. So I want to show you guys, I want to take the 10 C's of survival. I want to build a bag, but I want to do it so it's not too heavy, but affordable for some of you folks out there that may be stuck on, what should I have in this bag? What is Grey's idea of a get home bag? A full bug out bag, that's going to be too more complicated. So I want to do a get home bag, but I'm going to have a surprise in that video. But I'll let you guys know as I get closer that I've been writing notes on it and kind of seeing how I want to do it and what I want to add to that bag, pricing things out. But it'll be a fun video. And at the end of that video, there will be a surprise. You know me, I love surprises. Me and Michelle love surprises. William says, I don't need any more. Roger that. Jack Bauer says, love the get home bag scenario video idea. Thanks. I appreciate that, Jack. Thank you so much. That sort of content is teaching all of us, you as well. Really appreciate the option to follow that content. That's pretty cool. I appreciate that, B Walker. You've been extreme supportive. I always appreciate and love engaging within the comment section. I want to do a get home for my college daughter, and this will be right up your alley. I just got some things on. I got to get all these reviews out the way. I really appreciate if you guys watch the reviews. Now, folks, when it comes to the review videos, and I say, hey, there's a link down in the description, use my affiliate code. That doesn't mean you have to buy anything, folks. I want to be 100% honest with you. If you're going to buy that product and you want to buy that product, then sure, click on the link below. It helps me, helps the channel. It's not huge, but it does help. And save a couple of bucks if they give me a discount code. But all in all, when I do review videos, I'm just trying to show you some products that companies have sent me to kind of look at, break down, show you guys so that you guys don't have to waste your money. Imagine, okay, I have about 4 or 5 more solar generators to do reviews on. Now imagine you, my viewers, having about 10 or 12 of these solar generators, and you can watch me review them without any cost to you. So then you can say, well, I did like that QuickTel, but I like the Blue Yeti a little bit more. So when I watch Grey's video, and I hope that you just don't watch my video, I hope you watch some other videos. You want to get some comparisons, right? And it gives you a better idea what might work best for you. Some of the solar generators might have something that works for you at the price point that works for you. Other ones might be, if you're trying to, do large appliances, freezers and stuff like that, and you need more power. So that you kind of want to look at reviews in a specific way that it's just an educational video of showing you a product that you can take notes on or put that maybe in the head and think, okay, well, I really like this one. Let me see, let me check out a few other ones. So I watch a lot of reviews, folks. Lately, I've been watching reviews on specific types of tents, sleeping bags and things like that because I'm prepping for a specific type of video down the road for this winter. What's up, South Florida? Good to see you. I wish we could test drive them, right? That'd be awesome, stealth mode. All I can say, folks, if you ever want to get in the position, start a channel. Start a channel. And if you want to start with reviews, I don't want to turn my channel into a review channel, but I have a lot of reviews to do. And I want to make sure the companies are happy with my content so that I can build lasting relationships with them. Because my goal, like with Blue Yeti, a lot of you folks that I did a Blue Yeti EB55 giveaway. As I work and build these relationships, they give me options to offer their products for giveaways. So the better I get at doing the reviews, the more people that watch it, the more engagement that it gets. They're like, okay, well, he's doing a good job. Maybe we will do a giveaway on his channel. And then you've seen that happen. I've done giveaways with Nutrient Survival, Jace Medical, Poly Medical, Blue Yeti. So it's getting there. So sometimes you, my viewers, get to benefit from these reviews as well. I love having these conversations with you folks. What's up, Florida Granny? Good to see you. That's not bad, Raven P. That's a pretty good deal right there. And it depends. People ask me, what kind of sleeping bag should I get? And I'm telling them, like I said, depending. If you live where yarn is up in Wisconsin, you might want to think about the sleeping bag you get, especially if you're going to be out in the woods, because it's going to be extremely cold. Here in Florida, you'll sweat to death in that same sleeping bag. Now, it does get cooler in the evenings. Even in the wintertime, we might get 45 degrees, maybe 50 degrees. But do you need, a mummy-based sleeping bag that's, rated to -35 and spend the extra $50 to $70 to $100 for that? Probably not. You can get a little bivvy, let's say, the SOL bivvies, and insert those into a, maybe like a 35 degree, 45 degree, not negative, but 35 degree, 45 degree sleeping bag, if you get cold, because that's going to bring heat back into you. But you want to make sure a lot of this stuff is breathable. You don't want to be sitting there sweating off. The last thing you want to do is create that moisture and have that moisture on your skin because hypothermia is real, folks. So that's why I always tell people, I said, if you are going to be buying sleeping bags and tents and stuff like that, you need to watch reviews, because the last thing you want to do is buy something and put your life in danger because you're unaware of how to use it or it's just not a good product. Have a good night, Andrew. Matter of fact, I got to wrap this up. I just realized what time it was too. Any last questions, folks, before I wrap this up? Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was saying too, brother. Michael McGowan says, I like the flashlight review video, but will you answer questions about it? Yeah, Michael, I have it. It's my everyday carry right now. My wife's trying to steal it for me, but I ordered another one. I said, when that one comes in, she can have this one. Love this thing. I let my boss, his wife, wear it around the shop today. And I said, let me ask you, how comfortable is this? You know what I mean? And I wanted to know, what she thought about it, because like I said, it's a lot different than this. You know what I mean? The thickness of it. This is a lot heavier. This is a lot smoother. They have their pros and cons. Everything does. Here you can change batteries and have multiple batteries. Here, this is a battery that's built inside that may last, 3, 5, 10 years, and then it's done. So you always have to look at some of the different options. I appreciate that, Peter O. Let me see if I can back up and see Wolfsbane. The temp rating on the sleeping bags can be deceiving. They are not regulated. Wolfsbane Hollow, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I forget the guy. I'm gonna get the guy's channel that I watch. He does excellent reviews. His reviews are so good that he made Walmart recall one of their tent products due to his review. And they made some changes to the company that Walmart was putting out to that tent because of his reviews. Pretty cool guy. Thank you, I'm a survivor. You have a great night too, Jack. Trying to see if I was looking for that question. I don't want to pass it. Thank you, Greg. God bless your family. You too, Linda. And folks, if you ever leave a comment and I miss something, please feel free to email me. I go to my emails once or twice a week. I'll answer them. If you ever drop a comment and it doesn't show up on YouTube because for some reason YouTube didn't find it friendly, email me and say, hey, Grey, I wrote you a comment, but I never got a response from you. Sometimes YouTube will take that comment away and I will never see it because I'll look for comments and sometimes they just disappear. So email me whatever your thoughts were and I'll try to respond to that as well. Robert Miller, that's a huge key point there. You always want to separate yourself from the ground, especially if it's cold, because that cold's going to chill you to the bones. I use a lot, and here in Florida, I use a lot of hammocks. I do a lot of hammock camping with a tarp. I want to be off the ground because, snakes and other nasty critters here in the Florida wildlife area, they're just not fun. So usually I'm in a hammock-based situation. Hey, Mark, good to see you, man. Really? A minute. I'm Pendleton Blanket. That does sound familiar, Minute Man. Good night, Lori. I'm about to end this anyways as well. I want to say thank you all of you folks for being here. If I missed your question, please shoot me an email. I'll do my best to answer it. I will be taking the next couple of days off like normal. I'll be back on Sunday with the Sunday SHTF report. We'll get down and dirty and see what's going on in the world at that time. We'll go over that. It'll be a premiere. A lot of people think it's a live, but it's not. It's a premiere. I will be in chat most of the time. But other than that, we'll get going on the next week's schedule for my channel. Other than that, thank you all for being here. I truly appreciate every single one of you folks for taking the time to sit here and listen to me ramble, have these conversations, and share this information with each other. I truly appreciate it. Mods, you guys know you guys rock. You guys are always knocking out of the park. Thank you so much for all the work that you do on the channel as well. Other than that, folks, remember, folks, you are not alone. So please be safe out there. This is GreyMan. I'm out. See you guys in a rebound. God bless.